Let us do good to all men when we have the opportunity. Let us do good to all men.
When the opportunity presents itself, but you put yourself aside to help someone else. You may not have money, but you have time, and it's okay to take a break like halftime. You may be the only light somebody ever see. What we do for others be any degree. I want love to be shown in my legacy. That's evidence God was working through me. I see a world that needs a lot of help, and it's enough people to give a damn. That's why
Man.
I'm crying out for help.
Good morning. Ooh-wee. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, people. How y'all doing this morning? How you doing this morning? Huh? How are you? Ooh. I'm telling you. It's Thursday. And when I tell you, hey, listen, I don't know who else need to hear this. And I don't know who else, kind of experiencing some of the things that I've been experiencing this week. I've needed to start and set my day with the purpose, right? Like I needed to get in this space. Right. I'm getting to the point where I'm looking forward to being in this space. And so we're going to do some things a little different because you've been with us a while now. The community, we've been there a while. You've been with us. You've been with us. And shout out to the people who have liked, share, and subscribe to the YouTube page. We are live on YouTube right now and Facebook. And so thank you so much. Let me give you a round of applause, man. Thank you so much for you don't have to follow me. You don't have to be a part of the community. These are deliberate choices that you're making. And I'm appreciative of the support. You just don't know what you're doing for me personally. And as we're organically growing this community together. I'm pleased. I'm pleased and I'm grateful and I'm honored that you would do such a thing. And so, listen, those who may be new this morning and when you're watching this afternoon, Sun Slappers, this is our community where we set our day, where we like, hey, listen, we need a couple nuggets to drop to kind of something to get our minds to going and thinking. And getting us a little bit motivation out there so that when we get into them tight spots or we just happy to be where we are, we got time to reflect on some things and allow us to kind of help push us forward. And wherever we're at in the stage of our process, because we believe here at the Trust the Process community is where individuals who have real problems come looking for people who have real solutions because we done been through some things, and that's you and I. And so I'm going to get started early. Listen, man, some of these reflections, you got to hold on to your seat. But this is for my folks who really continue to push past, all the things that's coming their way. And they saying, no matter what, you're going to put yourself in a position to win, no matter how you feeling inside, no matter what is coming up against you, no matter how you're moving, how you see things moving, things may, it's a process, right? So we're going through it. So this is for you. This one is for you right here. Listen, courage doesn't mean you don't get afraid. Courage means you don't let fear stop you. Courage doesn't mean you don't get afraid. Courage means you do not let fear stop you. Listen, sometimes when you moving on something, or you got a project and you going on and you decide to make a change is not easy. And I understand why it shouldn't be, because you have to, really determine if going to the next level or having a different mindset, or, correcting your own behavior, if that's something that you're trying to do, and you've used some of those old methods, the old way of doing things to get you to a space, and then you come to find out that, hey man, you can't do that no more. Hey, whoo, you be like, I can't use that. I ain't supposed to be doing that. No, I can't do that no more. I can't. It worked for me. It's been working for me all this time. And I know for me, I'm going to say within the last 3 years, God has really been dealing with me in my core. And I'm not going to say that I'm comfortable with it all the time. But I got the courage to change, because I know the next step, the next level, the next things that's happening into my life, because I've seen, I got a sneak peek. Then I'm like, okay, we definitely got to go this way. And not only are we going this way because it's the right way to go, I'm changing my inner man. Pardon me. I'm changing my behavior, because it's not what I'm going to get out of this opportunity, but it's for me to live the best life that I can live. Because when you know you haven't done that, when you know where you've come from, when you got a clear understanding that I just don't want to be that person no more. See, I don't want to be the person that matches energy. I refuse. And when I get to that point, and I cannot articulate where I'm at, listen, I got to have the courage to step back and just be like, okay, I'm wrong. And God, forgive me, and repent and wait and sit on that. That's what we got to do. We have to start going back into ourselves before you can expect change and look at any situation outside of you to adjust to you. No, you have to adjust to the situation. And that's not going to always feel good. You're going to have to, and it's not that you don't have the courage. It's not. But it's not absent without you doing it. It is not a space that you can operate in alone. This process takes God. This process takes you. You got to do the work. You got to do the work, period. You got to do the work. And if you do it, man, if you do it, listen, this next one right here. Ooh, you have no idea how many people you're inspiring, even when you're struggling. I just talked about it, hinted on it a little bit. You have no idea how many people you're inspiring, even when you're struggling. Pat yourself on the back. Pat yourself on the back. Because though there's not 8 billion people on the planet, 8 billion people on this planet, you can't tell me that everything is just perfect with 8 billion people on the planet. I'm the only one that has to go through this? I'm the only one? No. That's why we building this community. That's why we're going to get us all in a space where people have an opportunity to go. They know they can go to a community. They know they can look at their phone. They know they can get on this internet. They know they can go to a place where they can be like, you know what? I know I watched him struggle. I was looking at a post. I wish I could bring it up right now. It was like back in 2011. And I was saying, man, I just thank God for where I'm at. And boy, oh boy, whoo-wee, I was a hot mess. Man, oh my God, geez, I was a hot mess. And God was still working with me. He was still like, nope, we ain't done. You took a half a step. I'm gonna take 12. We ain't done. And so it's not an overnight thing. But you got to give yourself a pat on the back, because when you struggling, if you doing it while you struggling, and I wouldn't, listen, like it said, you must, you can, and you will. Well, the first time I heard E.T., Dr. Eric Thomas, say that, you must, you can, and you will, I was like, okay, you know, I got it. I understand what you're saying. Yeah, okay, cool. I got it. You know what I'm saying? It was just kind of like but I felt that thing this week. I felt that this week. Like I felt it this week when Dr. Eric Thomas, E.T., if you listen, that's a whole different thing. Y'all know how much I've followed and how I've looked up to and watched, right? Like folks just like him, the T.D. Jakes, like folks that I've seen that have used practical things that I can relate to. I ain't got to be no super scholar, wanting to be at a scholar level, like getting there, giving me tools. Listen, you must, you can, and you will. Come on, man. You got to do it when you're struggling. You got to do it when you're crying. You got to do it when you don't feel good. You got to do it when everybody else is saying no. And you getting them applauses, you getting the hand claps, but you suffering in silence. You coming home, you in the dark, you things is blurry, you still gotta do it. You still gotta do it. You still got to do it. You still have to do it, because you have no idea how many people you're inspiring, even when you're struggling. And I heard somebody say this, and I can't remember where I heard it at right now, but grapes don't eat grapes. Apples don't eat apples. Oranges don't eat oranges. They don't. Other people come by and use the nutrition from a grape, an apple, and an orange to build themselves up. But the tree itself gets its direct connection, gets its nutrition directly from the source that God put it in. Oh my goodness, that was whew. Ooh wee. That was good. Listen. The source itself, as it's planting and giving it to everybody else, it gets its sources directly from God. But his branches and his leaves, his fruit, his everything, people come by and pick that thing. And that's how they get their nutrition. So when you serve and you want to serve, and this is what you called to do, and you notice what you called to do, that's something that you're just going to have to accept. But you don't have to be weak in it, because you got to go direct to the source. You got to keep yourself in line and keep yourself planted where God got you planted, man. Listen, I'm gonna squeeze one more in here. Listen, one day you would tell your story of how you overcame what you went through, and it would be someone else's survival guide. This is why we doing what we doing right now. This is the reason why we're up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and we going live, and we on these pages, and we sharing this information, and we're doing what we need to do, because if it was not for the fact that you have made it and you made a direct choice that you're going to make sure that you helping other people, let me tell you something. One day you would tell your story on how you overcame what you went through, and it's going to be somebody else's survival guide. And you will hear, and I just repeating it, is just when you understanding your why, When you get to that, when you understand why you here, when you finally get to the fact of, okay, this is my assignment. I trusted the process. I'm going through the procedures. I understand what it is. I'm going to dominate every single day. I'm going to move in a position every single day to do what I have to do because I understand my why, because it's not just about me. You're going to reach a point. And that's why it's been told over and over again. You hear it. You ain't just the first time hearing it from me. You've been hearing it from other people. You've been seeing it. Yo, why? Why do you do what you do? Why do you keep getting up in the morning? Why do you keep going through the whole motion of just saying, I'm going to go through the pain. I'm going to take it. I'm going to be angry. I'm going to be sad. I'm going to be upset. I'm going to make mistakes. I can be transparent. I can be open to the whole process. Why? Because you finally understand it ain't just about you. And when I realized God was using me, and I saw how many lives it affected off a decision that I made. Because sometimes it's going to be off. You are going to get into your process, and you're going to get into you're going to get into your process and your purpose because of a decision that you made. It's a free will. It is something that you're going to have to make. You're going to make a decision about, and you're going to find yourself in this space wondering, why do I care about this thing so much? All of us are uniquely designed, and we have an assignment. We're just not here for us. And so, listen, I know I went over and I wasn't supposed to go over. Listen, there were some things I wanted to share, some other things I need to share. Listen, I need you to really, really focus today. I really need you to really focus and concentrate and kind of drill down, be specific, start writing things down. And some days you just got to meditate. Some days you just got to just pray through the whole thing. Some days that's just what it's about. It's not going to be all hype every single day. But you know that you can win the day when you take your time and you take these practical steps and just slow down. And you get to meditating on the things that God has done for you and your reason and your purpose. Because when you trust the process, is where you're going to find your purpose. And it's going to be very clear on what your assignment is going to be. And this is Trust the Process, and we're going to help you get there. Because in this community, this is what we do. So thank you. And I appreciate you. I'm Mr. Trust the Process, Gil Garrett. I appreciate you, man. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. It don't cost you nothing to be kind to someone else today. Give them you. I appreciate you.